Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is Indy Fanatics, your home for IndyCar content with weekly podcasts and feature videos. Welcome back to the channel and to another video. Last time out we looked at the career of Helio Castroneves, so if you haven't already, check that one out. Don't forget, if there's a driver, topic or team you'd like us to look at in the future, comment below.
But today we try something a little bit different. Two Swedish drivers currently compete in the NTT IndyCar series, Marcus Ericsson and Felix Rosenqvist. In 2019, they both headed to the States for the next stage of their respective careers, and now in their third full-time season in the series, we thought we'd look at how they've got on to date and how their careers in IndyCar might be defined by it.
So back in 2019, Marcus Ericsson made his switch over from F1 to Arrow Peterson, and Rosenqvist joined Chip Ganassi after having a mix and match season of different series beforehand, though Formula E was his most notable championship he'd participated in to date in the 2017-18 season. Funnily enough, after a shared season together at Ganassi in 2020, in 2021 it is now Felix who drives for Arrow McLaren SP and Marcus who remains at Ganassi. But let's have a look at their rookie seasons in IndyCar. Felix Rosenqvist would go winless in his first season for Ganassi, but would achieve 2 podiums with 2 second-place finishes at Mid-Ohio and Portland. With a further 8 top 10 finishes that season, it would help him to achieve a respectable 6th in the championship, though that would be 153 points of his teammate Scott Dixon. However, he is one of the greatest drivers of all time in IndyCar, so there's no shame in losing out to Dixon in your rookie season. A solid start for the Swede, where he did in fact claim the Rookie of the Year award, providing him a good platform to build on.
Now looking at Marcus in comparison, he was a driver who entered the series with a lot more experience, having driven in Formula 1 for multiple seasons, albeit in back-marker teams. Arrow Peterson were much more of a midfield team compared to the championship contenders of Ganassi, so the pressure was probably less for Marcus coming into the series. He achieved 1 podium at Detroit in race 2 at the street circuit, coming second and 2 other top 10 finishes as he secured 17th in his rookie season with 290 points, 80 points behind his teammate James Hinchcliffe. Now he actually achieved a better race result than Hinch, as he could only manage the 1 podium too, with a 3rd place at Iowa, but it was his series experience that allowed him to rack up a further 7 top 10 finishes compared to Marcus's 2. That was the difference between the pair. Both Ericsson and Rosenqvist had respectable rookie seasons that gave them a foothold within the series.
Now their second season in 2020 within IndyCar is their easiest to make a direct comparison, because even though they had some doubts over his consistency, Chip Ganassi added a 3rd entry for the team for Marcus in the number 8 car alongside Felix, who had been retained in the number 10 car, and Scott in the number 9 car. A direct comparison between the two shows they finished side by side in the championship standings, with Felix edging his teammate out finishing 11th and Marcus just 15 points behind in 12th. Felix secured the only win and podium between the pair with his first series victory at race 2 of Road America, and that win would turn out to be the difference between the two, as Marcus was actually the more consistent with 7 top 10 finishes to Felix's 4, including that race win. And Marcus would also have 1 DNF compared to Felix's 2.
Both their retirements in their respective races had seen them fall from strong positions. With Felix, his crash at Texas in the season opener saw him retire from 2nd as he hunted down teammate and race leader Dixon for victory. His other retirement at Mid-Ohio, he was involved in a collision at the start through no fault of his own after qualifying strong within the top 5. Marcus was running a strong top 10 position in the Indy 500 when he lost it on lap 25 out of turn 1, a costly mistake considering the double points available at the 500. Out of the two, Rosenqvist had a more disappointing season, as he would have wanted to kick on from his impressive rookie year with the team. But overall, both disappointed, finishing outside the top 10, as Scott went on to win his 6th championship.
That now moves us on to 2021. Felix had announced he was leaving Ganassi for Arrow McLaren SP at the back end of the 2020 season. Wanting to get out of the large shadow that Scott Dixon casts at the team, and maybe spotting that Arrow McLaren SP are definitely a team on the rise in the series. Marcus was retained in the number 8 car and would be joined by Jimmy Johnson in the team and young Spanish driver Alex Palou, who replaced outbound Felix. It hasn't exactly gone to plan for Felix so far this season, as he hasn't had a single finish within the top 10, with the highest finish of 12th at St. Pete and a current championship position of 20th. Marcus has fared better with a top 10 finish in the 3 road and street course races so far this season, though finished outside the top 10 in the 3 oval races. However, he ran strong at Indy again and was caught out by an early caution that affected his race. Marcus currently sits 10th in the championship.
Neither have set the world alight this season, as Felix struggles to adapt to the heavier steering and overall car at McLaren SP. But one thing they do have in common is that they are both being outshone by their younger teammates. Felix may have stepped out of the shadow of Scott Dixon, but he may have stepped in the shadow of Pato O'Ward instead. The talented Mexican driver, with a season already under his belt with the team, has secured his first victory, and with another podium and 2 P4 finishes, sits 3rd in the championship, 1 point behind second place Scott Dixon and 129 points ahead of Felix. Marcus, showing signs of consistency again in performances, has been solid, but Alex Palou has come into the team, winning the season opener at Barber, an impressive P2 at the Indy 500. He now leads the championship by 36 points to teammate Scott Dixon and is 110 points ahead of Marcus in the championship. The Ganassi car clearly has pace this year to be competing regularly for race wins and podiums like Alex and Scott have shown, but Marcus has failed to unlock that potential yet.
So we move back to the statement in the thumbnail. Will 2021 be career defining for these 2 talented Swedish drivers? Now, we don't think that either of these drivers will leave the sport, and bar a catastrophic end to the season for either of them, we think it is unlikely that they will leave their current teams for 2022, though both teams have shown to be ruthless with their driver lineups in the past. With this being their 3rd season, it does feel kind of a crossroads for the 2 drivers. Neither are blessed with youth on their side now, but neither are old either. They seem stuck between the talented young generation storming through, both experienced that within their teams with Pato and Palou, and experienced veterans of the series who continue to perform at the very top, with Marcus facing the hardest of all these challenges in the form of Scott Dixon. As both still look to find a strong footing in the series, the outcome of this season may well determine what their future will look like.
But let's look ahead to the future with positivity. There are still at least 10 races left to go in the season, depending on whether a double-header at Mid-Ohio or Gateway can be sorted. So that's over half a season left to get results to turn around their respective years and plant a strong footing for 2022. With Marcus, he has looked strongest on the road and street courses this season, and barring 1 or potentially 2 races at Gateway, the rest of the calendar should suit him, and a first podium since his rookie season would be a massive confidence boost for him, and a first championship finish within the top 10 would also help build it. But in reality, with how his other 2 full-time teammates are for him, it is the minimum he should be looking to achieve. For Rosenqvist, just getting a handle of the car is the first goal, but if he can achieve this, Pato has shown there is plenty of pace in the car, and with Road America right round the corner, the track he has achieved a solitary win in the series, that may be the turning point to see an improvement in performance for Felix. But the IndyCar is a difficult one to master, and in the ultra-competitive field, it is easy to get lost in the crowd of talent the series boasts.
But that's it for today's video. We hope you've enjoyed this brief comparison into Felix Rosenqvist and Marcus Ericsson's career in IndyCar. Let us know in the comments below if you like this type of video, and if there is anything else you'd like us to cover if we do similar comparisons between drivers in the future. As for Felix and Marcus, they will be hoping they can find the success of fellow Swede and previous IRL and kart driver Kenny Brack, who won the Indy 500 and a championship in his time in American open wheel racing. So as always, don't forget to let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're new around here or haven't done so already, what can they do, Stephen?
They can like, subscribe and ding that bell.
Ding it! So for now, you Indy fans, keep racing!